Hi guys, welcome to the live feed. So fun to have you here. And as always, feel free to do the little likes and the little hearts and the comments and the questions. And if you've had that experience as well, would love to hear your perspective. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, my name is Lydia Knight, and here we end eating. Oh, I started. Wait. Okay, I'll start again. Hello. My name is Lydia Knight, and here we end eating disorders using just your brain. There, that's better. And we do. That's exactly what we do here. So welcome with our topic today. So fun to see you guys on. And today we're going to talk about this phenomenon that comes up so often. I hear this from you guys all the time of like, you know so much about food. Like, we are experts at nutrition and we're experts at food, and we know all the things about food, and we know all the science about food, and we know all the industry about food, and we are just food spurts. We are just food experts at all things food and all things eating, and why it never ever helps your actual eating in real life. So we're going to solve that mystery today, and so fun to see you guys on. So let's get right into it. So, you probably always loved food and nutrition. And one reason is that a lot of times we like the things that we're good at, and we're really good at food, like knowing about food at least. We do our first diet when we're, let's say, 12 years old. And we like tracking our food. We love knowing the calories of every food, the nutritional value. Oh yeah, like you can tell me exactly what a tomato consists of and what it's good for and how it heals the body and how it is dangerous for the body. And oh, nitrates, don't get me started on nitrates. I know all about those, and I know what the food industry does to us, and I know exactly what that does to our bodies. And that food industry, and it's making all this addictive food, and you've seen all the documentaries and you read all the books, and you are just a real expert at pretty much any kind of food, and you pride yourself in it. Like, your friends come to you for advice. Like, they want to know because you are just this wealth of knowledge about all things food and nutrition. And you get all the newsletters and you stay updated with all the new food news, and you have all these blogs that you follow where you get all the little details, all the stuff that other people probably don't even want to know that much, but you just love it. It's just so fun to know about food and nutrition and everything, and there's so much to know, and it's so interesting. And you've got Pinterest boards up the wazoo with all of these recipes, and you know how to eat vegan, and you know how to eat gluten-free, and you know how to eat organic, and you only buy free-range, humane, organic, grass-fed, vegan, gluten-free, non-soy fermented, probiotic, local tofu. That's the only kind that you'll buy. But here's how the brain works, you guys. When you have a problem like an eating disorder, and when I say eating disorder, I just want to clarify, like, eating disorder doesn't always mean binge eating, bulimia, anorexia. Eating disorder can be emotional eating, stress eating. Why did I eat all that? Why am I overeating every day? Why does my weight keep going up and up and up? Because of my eating. I know so much about food. It can be that body hate. It can be food obsession. It can be stuck in yo-yo dieting. When I say eating disorder, I mean a disordered relationship with food, a relationship with food that does not serve your life, that does not get you to a better place and continues to get you to a worse place. And so you have this problem, and it's a big problem. And because you have a problem and you want to fix it, you get a dopamine rush in your brain when you fix that problem. Every single time you complete a task or fix a problem, you get a little boop, a little dopamine rush in your brain. When you make your bed, ta-da! When you check something off your to-do list, ta-da! It feels good. It's a good feeling, like it's a chemically good feeling in your brain when that happens. And it works, that little dopamine rush, when you do fix your problem. And it also works when you don't fix your problem, but when you just find out what you've been doing wrong. So here's the big danger about that, is you're still getting the dopamine rush, but you're not fixing your problem. You're just gathering more information about what you're doing wrong, and it has the same feeling in your brain and that dopamine rush as if you're fixing your problem. But knowing what not to do, although that can be helpful to a certain extent, does not fix your actual problem. So whether you fix your eating disorder or whether you just know more stuff that's not good for you, that doesn't fix your eating disorder, you get the same dopamine rush. So here's the pattern. You have an eating disorder, and then you find out, oh, tomatoes are all wrong. Tomatoes are not okay anymore. Do you know what they do to tomatoes? Do you know what happens to tomatoes? Do you know the tomatoes of today are totally different than the tomatoes of 100 years ago? Do you know about tomatoes? And you get a dopamine rush from knowing that tomatoes are not okay. And you feel better now that you know to never eat tomatoes. And you did nothing to fix your eating disorder. All you did was villainize, something made a villain of another thing. And so it gives you this illusion of this good feeling, like something's better. But here's the problem, and here's why it actually makes your eating worse, is because more and more foods become wrong. Oh, well, now we can't have tomatoes. Oh, well, now we can't wheat. Oh, well, now we can't have nitrates. Oh, well, now we can't have meat. Well, now we can't have broccoli. And you're more and more limited in what you eat, and actually becomes a habit loop with dopamine releases every time that you find out a new something wrong food that you're not supposed to eat. And instead of just not fixing your problem, you're actually getting further and further away from fixing your problem. I don't know if you guys have seen the interviews on our channel of our grads. So if you go to lydiavideo.com and under, freedom stories or recovery stories, there is, we've had like hundreds and hundreds of women that we've helped. And so we've been celebrating them, and they've been sharing their stories. And one story that comes up all the time, that it's like panic disorder, like panic attacks over kale. Like, this is a real thing. Multiple people who we have coached started having panic attacks over healthy food like kale, because it was like the last thing that they could eat. And then they found out that that was wrong. And when you find out that you can't eat anything, then you really start panicking. It is a scary, scary feeling for your brain and for your body. But we paint ourselves into a corner by this habit loop of the dopamine rush every time we find out a new thing is wrong. So you stand in the kitchen terrified because you're not just poisoning you now. Now you're poisoning your husband, and you're poisoning your children, and you're poisoning your partner, and you're poisoning your neighbors, and you're poisoning your friends, because you don't know what to eat that's safe. And so what do? You keep researching. You keep on learning more about food, and your eating disorder gets worse and worse. And now here's the kicker. You are binging on the things that you see as poison. And it's super confusing, and it's super scary for you, because you really know how much that stuff is hurting you. That healthy food you used to binge on, the loads of yogurt and granola, all of the peanut butter, all of the almonds, now you know exactly what's wrong with those things and exactly why they're poisoning your body, and you're binging on them. And so now you're binging on the things that you see as poison, and you really know what's happening. So it's super scary. And then this weird thing happens when you start binging on the stuff that you knew at the beginning was poison. Now you're binging on, packaged foods and processed foods and stuff that comes in a little wrapper that you know is never going to biodegrade if you throw it in the backyard. Like, that's the sort of stuff that you're putting in your body in huge quantities. And it's not just the awfulness of eating that stuff. It's the awfulness of knowing just how bad that stuff is for you, but you're doing it anyway. And you know better than anyone else in the world just how bad it is with you, because you are a food expert and you know all about food. So you've got to see it for what it is. This is a hollow pit that can never be filled. No amount of knowing what to do will fix this. We had a woman come to us the other day. She's now graduated and she's free from her eating disorder. I think she was about the 25-year mark or so that she was a binge eater. And she said, Lydia, I could write a book on how to end eating disorders. Like, right now, I have all the information. I have read so much. I know so much. But no matter how much you know, you can go and read 100 more books on how to end an eating disorder. But information has never been and will never be transformation. It just makes it more frustrating because now you know more, but you're still doing the thing. So you need to know what to do, yes, but then you need to be able to actually do it, to put it into action in your life right away, so you can actually see it fixing your problem. That's going to be a really important piece of it. And this is why with what we do, there are zero band-aids. There is no emphasis on just helping you to, feel better and know what not to eat. And here's a food plan, because it doesn't work. You've got to know what action to put into your life that actually does work, where you can see it working. That's why the only thing we do is fix this permanently and forever. And then you get those wonderful dopamine rushes with what really counts. You get those dopamine rushes when you see yourself getting better. Like, whoa, I forgot that was in the pantry. I can't believe that was there. Or with these milestones of like going out to a restaurant and sitting down and talking with friends, and they hand you the menu and you realize that is the first time that you've seen the menu, because you didn't look at it online days in advance and pour over it 10 times plus still pour over it at the restaurant. And when you reach those milestones of actually seeing yourself get more and more free, that's where the dopamine rush comes. Dopamine rushes are awesome. They're a great thing for your brain. But when they're misplaced and when you're addicted to having them with things that actually make your eating disorder worse, then it turns into a really big problem on top of your big problem. So if you are tired of being scared of food and you want to fix this, what you can do is you can book a session with us. That's what we're here for. We're here to help everyone who wants that help. You can go to lifewithlydia.com/apply and book a session. And what we're going to do is we're going to get clear, maybe once and for all, maybe the first time in your life, really get clear on what's happening. Because we're in search of, other things like, okay, dopamine rushes and knowing not what to do. We're getting clear on what's actually happening and then what you actually need to do to fix it. And so many people are just super, super thankful for this. I mean, we get thank you emails and we get thank you texts, and, I love it. Like, I really appreciate you guys. And I love that you love what we're doing. And yes, we are here to help you. And this is the cause. And, we're here to serve. But anytime that you do something for the world, anytime that you do something for a cause or to make things better or to offer something that has huge value, when you're doing that for free, there's always going to be somebody who isn't happy. Always. Like, that is a thing, right? Like, you will never please everyone, even if you're doing one of the best things in the world. So, I mean, for the incredible majority, most part, everyone is super, super grateful. But not everyone's going to be a fit or be grateful for that help. And I know that there are people that we talk to who are in a lot of pain. And I understand that. I get that. I've been there. So even offering something free and of incredible value, you always have somebody who isn't happy. But I want to give you guys an example from this, one in many, many that just wasn't happy with the help that we were giving them, because this really illustrates this so well. So we talked to a woman and we helped her to get this clarity and this foundation for freedom. And this is what she said. She says, well, I don't feel better. Okay. Our goal is not to make you feel better. Now, we're not scary. We're not here to make you feel bad. But what we're going to do is we're going to work together to really get to the truth of what's happening, because you cannot fix a problem where you're not clear on the problem. And every person is an individual. So when she said, oh, I don't feel better, that illustrates this so well. The goal is not to feel better. The goal is to fix the problem. That feels better than anything else in the world, because any Band-Aid that you put on this, you guys, and when you feel better for a minute, when you get that little dopamine release because now you know that you should never have chocolate again, because here's the science to back that up, that doesn't fix your problem. And so the pain gets worse and worse. It's not just putting a Band-Aid on and then ripping it off. It's every time you rip off the Band-Aid, the festering sore, the thing you need surgery on, is worse and worse and worse. So we are done with Band-Aids. We don't do that. The thing that will feel best to you is to actually fix the problem and have freedom for the rest of your life. And you can keep that. And that feels the best. So please only book a session with us. We are so booked up. We have a waiting list of over 100 people long. We will get to everyone. But you deserve that time just as much as anyone else. But I also just want to let you know, if you're looking for a quick fix or a Band-Aid or some way to just feel better about this, please don't book a session. This is not for everyone. We want to talk to those who are looking for a permanent solution to be done forever. And I know that might feel scary. Oh, who will I be without my eating disorder? Oh no, how would I cope? All of that. We'll make another video on that. But this session is really for those who want to fix their problem, who are not just interested, but are committed to being free. Because those are the people we want to serve. Because honestly, we can't help you unless you want to be done with this. So if you want to do that, you can go to lifewithlydia.com/apply. And if you're somebody who wants to be done with this, and again, we're not scary. We just know exactly what we're doing, and we're more committed to your freedom than your comfort. We will be honest with you, and we will work together with you. But I wanted you guys to understand this phenomenon because it's so important, of why just learning more and more stuff and being an expert on food, why that never actually helps your eating in real life. So this is Lydia, the lifestyle coach, signing off. Mwah. Bye, guys.